Hello, friends and our foes, and welcome back. This will be all parts of the Paranormal Dorks Series. Starting with part 1, here's the summary. Izuku, Bakugo, and Todoroki decide to go ghost hunting for fun, only to discover that ghosts are very real, weirdly talkative, and obsessed with popcorn. What starts as a silly dare turns into a chaotic night of haunted hallways, spectral slap fights, and deeply questionable life choices. While Izuku takes notes, Bakugo tries to punch a ghost named Greg, and Todoroki naps through half of it. In the end, they're dusty, mildly cursed, and definitely going back next Friday for ghost karaoke. It began as all bad ideas do, with a YouTube video. A haunted mansion? Izuku Midoriya blinked at the screen, pausing the video titled, Real Ghost Captured on Camera, Not Clickbait. This seems very unverified. Verified my ass, Bakugo grunted, tossing a handful of popcorn into his mouth and spilling most of it on the floor. You're just scared. I'm cautiously skeptical, Izuku corrected, frowning at the screen. Also, we're not ghost hunters. We're students. Students who just got out of midterms and have no supervision for 48 hours. Shoto Todoroki added calmly from the couch, sipping a juice box like this was completely normal. It's the perfect time for life-threatening idiocy. Izuku turned. Wait, why are you in on this? Todoroki shrugged. My dad said I should work on team bonding. Bakugo snorted. Nothing seems like team bonding like summoning angry dead people. Scene 1. The Haunted Mansion, featuring questionable decisions. Okay, Izuku said, holding up a makeshift EMF reader made from All Might merch and a microwave part. According to online forums, ghosts are most active at 3 a.m. It's 2:57. Todoroki said, turning on a flashlight and pointing it directly at Bakugo's face. Do you feel haunted yet? I will haunt your face if you don't knock that off. They were standing in the foyer of an abandoned Western-style mansion just outside of Musatafu. Dust coated every surface, the wallpaper peeled like old skin, and the chandelier above creaked ominously every time the wind blew. Or ghosts. Probably wind. Hopefully. Izuku nervously adjusted his notebook. Guys, I think we should split up. Have you ever seen a horror movie? Bakugo hissed. That's how you die. Fine, Izuku mumbled. We stay together. And if the ghost's hot, Todoroki added, I call dibs. Bakugo blinked. What? I'm just keeping my options open. Scene 2. The Screaming Room. They passed by a room labeled, Do Not Enter, Screams After Midnight. Naturally, they entered immediately. Izuku, what does your ghost radar say? Todoroki asked, looking over his shoulder. It says, Izuku squinted. Plus Ultra. I might have installed the wrong chip. Bakugo rolled his eyes and kicked open a wardrobe. Screams erupted. Literal, unholy screams. They weren't from the wardrobe. They were from Bakugo. What the hell was that? He yelled, flailing backwards into the dusty armchair. The wardrobe suddenly creaked open and a glowing ghost floated out, blinking at them with the bored, glowing eyes. Ugh, teenagers again? The ghost grumbled. Back in my day, ghost hunters had manners. You're real? Izuku gasped. This is incredible. What's your spectral class? When did you die? Do you know All Might? The ghost blinked. The hell is an All Might? Bakugo, meanwhile, was attempting to ignite an explosion and throw it at the spirit, but only succeeded in setting the armchair on fire. Oh good, the ghost said, floating higher. More arson. Wait, Izuku cried, tackling Bakugo mid-launch. You can't blow up ghosts, they're already dead. Then how the hell do we undead them? Todoroki, calmly extinguishing the flaming armchair with an ice patch, raised a hand. Should we ask nicely? The ghost looked between them. You guys suck at this. Follow me if you want a real haunting. Scene 3. Ghost Tour. With snacks. So this is the murder hallway, the ghost said, floating backwards while chewing spectral popcorn somehow. 3 spirits live here. Don't worry, they're chill. One of them just whispers Taylor Swift lyrics into your ears at night. That's not haunting, Todoroki murmured. That's just relatable. Bakugo glared at the floating popcorn. How the hell are you eating? I died during a popcorn fire, now I'm bound to it. Ghost rules. Izuku had filled 3 notebook pages. This is groundbreaking. Paranormal existence, personality retention, food-based curses? Oi, nerd. Bakugo snapped. Focus, we need to exorcise this place. The ghost looked offended. Wow, racist. Todoroki nodded solemnly. You should apologize to the popcorn ghost. I'm not apologizing to floating kettle corn. From the shadows, another ghost appeared, a tall, faceless figure in a tattered suit. Oh, great, Popcorn Ghost muttered. It's Greg. He does this whole Slenderman routine. Just ignore him. Bakugo charged immediately. Scene 4. A slap fight with the dead. What followed was possibly the world's first documented fistfight between a professional hero student and a Victorian ghost. Come at me, Slendy! Bakugo screamed, throwing explosive punches while Greg floated serenely around the room, like a balloon on a breeze. I don't think he can hear you, Izuku offered. He's more aesthetic than violent. He's vibing, said Popcorn Ghost, tossing snacks into Greg's non-existent mouth. Greg groaned like a microwave dying. Todoroki sat cross-legged on the dusty floor meditating. I'm trying to connect with the spirits on a deeper level. You're asleep, aren't you? Izuku said. I am. Wake me when someone dies. Scene 5. Leaving the mansion. Mostly mentally intact. By dawn, the trio emerged from the mansion, dusty, tired, and possibly cursed. Izuku looked exhilarated. We met ghosts. We talked to them. They gave me ghost popcorn. I inhaled a ghost, Bakugo muttered, looking like he fought a refrigerator. Todoroki patted his shoulder. You'll poop ectoplasm for a week. I will kill you. From the mansion, Popcorn Ghost floated up and waved a tiny ectoplasmic flag. Come back soon! We're doing karaoke next Friday. Ghostbusters theme night. Izuku waved back. We'll be there. No, we won't, Bakugo hissed. We're totally going, Todoroki said. And as they walked off into the sunrise, 3 dumbass teenagers and 1 traumatized notebook full of ghost facts, they agreed on one thing. Next time, they were definitely bringing Aizawa. Because if anyone could exorcise a haunted mansion by sighing and assigning detention, it was him. The end. Congrats, you have officially reached part 2. Here is the part 2 summary. In this chaotic sequel, Aizawa is tricked into joining Izuku, Bakugo, and Todoroki on a team-building ghost hunt, only to find out the mansion is actually haunted by dramatic snack-loving spirits. As Izuku documents everything, Todoroki befriends the ghosts, and Bakugo nearly throws hands with one named Greg. Again. Aizawa quickly regrets every life decision that led him here. Their exorcism plan fails spectacularly, turning into glitter-filled ghost rave. By the end, Aizawa vows never to return, but the ghosts have already scheduled a Disney-themed karaoke night. Scene 1. The trap is set. You lied to me, Aizawa said flatly, arms crossed, standing in front of an old decrepit mansion at 2:47 a.m. I said it was a team building exercise, Todoroki replied with complete honesty, sipping a juice box. You said it was low-impact night training, Aizawa glared. I assumed you meant yoga, maybe stealth drills, not paranormal trespassing. Izuku looked sheepish. We thought it'd be educational. You know, experience-based learning. We met a ghost last week, Todoroki added helpfully. His name's Popcorn. Bakugo muttered, and then Greg tried to suck out my soul. I keep telling you he was vibing, Izuku whispered. Aizawa sighed like a man who'd aged 5 years in 10 seconds. I haven't slept in 2 days. I'm going inside. If anything tries to possess me, I'm quitting teaching and moving into the woods. Scene 2. Welcome back, idiots. The door creaked open and immediately slammed behind them. Oh good, Aizawa muttered. We're locked in. Of course we are. Popcorn! Izuku called out excitedly. It's us! A flicker of blue appeared as Popcorn Ghost floated down the staircase in a sparkly ghost cape. Deku! I've been waiting all week. I made snacks. He held out a bowl of ghost popcorn. Aizawa stared. There's a floating snack ghost in a cape. I made him the cape, Todoroki said, pulling out a sewing kit from his coat pocket. You carry a sewing kit? I'm a man of many layers. Aizawa didn't respond. He looked up at the ceiling and internally questioned every career decision he'd ever made. Scene 3. Ghost Therapy. So, you're telling me this place is haunted by emotionally unstable, semi-sentient ghosts who just want attention and snacks? Aizawa asked while crouched in the hallway, sipping ghost tea from a chipped porcelain cup. Yes, Izuku said, nodding earnestly. Popcorn Ghost is mostly harmless, but Greg has unresolved issues. I'm working on him, Popcorn Ghost whispered, throwing Ghost popcorn into Greg's vague face as the tall shadow loomed in a corner, playing violin badly. Bakugo glared. Why is he the one you feel bad for? He tried to vape my soul. Todoroki blinked. He's sad. Let him vibe. Greg let out a moan that sounded suspiciously like the Titanic theme. Aizawa stood. We're exercising the whole damn house. Popcorn Ghost gasped. Rude. Scene 4. The anti-ghost plan. That absolutely fails. Step 1, Aizawa explained, pointing at a hastily drawn diagram of an old Ouija board. We lure the spirits into one area. Check, Izuku said, duct taping a trail of marshmallows to the ballroom. Step 2, I bind them using a temporary seal. Bakugo lit his palms. Step 3, explosions. Step 4, Todoroki added, karaoke. Everyone turned. What? Greg wants to sing Creep, and I told him we'd do it. Aizawa dragged a hand down his face. Why do I teach you? Scene 5. Chaos. Again! The trap worked, until it didn't. Popcorn Ghost floated into the ballroom wearing a glitter hat. I brought the others. 3 additional ghosts appeared. A lady in a wedding dress with no pupils, a cat that hissed in Latin, and Greg, holding a mic and whispering, I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. Now, Aizawa shouted. Izuku slammed the ghost seal. The room pulsed, then exploded in sparkles. Popcorn Ghost looked offended. Did you just bedazzle us with cursed glitter? Greg sniffled. I was about to hit the chorus. Aizawa looked at the slowly floating glitter cloud. That was supposed to be a binding seal. Looks more like a rave, Todoroki said. Nice aesthetic. Scene 6. Retreat, featuring Regret. They fled, by which we mean Aizawa grabbed all three of them by the hoods and dragged them bodily out the front door, while ghost confetti rained down from the haunted house behind them. I want you all in bed by dawn, he growled. Yes, sir, Izuku whimpered. Todoroki held up a Polaroid he took of Greg mid-song. Can I hang this in the common room? No. Bakugo muttered. I knew we should have brought holy water. Aizawa stopped mid-step. We're never doing this again. From behind them, Popcorn Ghost floated through a window. See you next Friday, it's Disney night. Greg howled. Let it go. The door slammed. Aizawa whispered, I hate all of you. Scene 7. The debrief. Back at UA, the students slept soundly. Aizawa sat in the dark, sipping coffee and staring at a framed photo Todoroki had apparently snuck into his room. Greg, Popcorn Ghost, and a very panicked Bakugo mid-scream with the caption, Family, Red Heart. He considered calling a priest. He considered quitting. Instead, he sighed, pulled out a sleeping bag, and muttered, I'm bringing Present Mike next time. Because if he was going to suffer, so was Yamada. The end. OMG, you've made it to part 3. Here's part 3's summary. In part 3 of their ghost hunting adventures, Izuku accidentally summons Dead Harmony, a cursed ghost idol group, during what was supposed to be a chill karaoke night. Dragging in Present Mike and an increasingly traumatized All Might, the team gets roped into a full-on spectral concert, with glitter explosions, ghost auditions, and interpretive dancing Todoroki. Aizawa tries again to exorcise the mansion, but fails because the ghosts harmonize with his chant. Greg cries, Bakugo nearly joins the band out of spite, and by the end everyone is covered in glitter and trauma. Except Todoroki. He's thriving. Scene 1. Regret Reloaded. Yamada, Aizawa muttered, dragging his sleeping bag through the gates of the haunted mansion. You owe me so much coffee for this. Present Mike beamed and threw a peace sign. Bro, you never said this was a ghost karaoke night. That's because I didn't want to come back. Too late, Izuku chirped as he ran up with a stack of glowing sheet music. Popcorn Ghost made custom mics. They float. Bakugo was already threatening one with a frying pan. I'm not singing anything unless it's about violence. Greg requested a duet, Todoroki said calmly, handing Bakugo a song titled, Ghosts Just Wanna Have Fun. No. Scene 2. The teachers meet the chaos. All Might appeared moments later, standing outside the mansion with the expression of someone deeply unsure how his life led to this. I was told there would be team bonding, he said, and snacks. Popcorn Ghost immediately floated up with a spectral kettle corn. Snacks and songs, beefcake. All Might blinked. This ghost called me beefcake. It's his love language, Todoroki explained. Greg communicates exclusively through angsty violin solos, Izuku added. Don't make eye contact. He gets emotional. Greg floated out of a wall and dramatically played a single tragic note. What the hell? Present Mike whispered wide-eyed. Is that a mood ghost? Scene 3. Accidentally summoning a ghost idol group. Izuku, ever the enthusiastic chaos magnet, found an old scroll in the attic labeled Do Not Read, especially not allowed while holding a karaoke mic. So of course he read it out loud with a mic, and Todoroki held his hand for moral support. The walls shook. The chandelier exploded into sparkles. Bakugo screamed, "Why does this keep happening?" And suddenly, from a burst of glittering fog, 5 glowing figures emerged in matching sparkly outfits. "Hello, mortals," the lead ghost declared. "We are Dead Harmony, the #1 idol group of the afterlife." A pause. President Mike dropped to his knees. "Oh my god, it's the cursed idol group from 1987. I have their vinyl." "They died mid-performance," Izuku whispered wide-eyed, "and kept performing." "They have pyro effects," Bakugo said awestruck. "I respect that." "Do they sing Disney?" Greg asked, floating closer. Scene 4. Ghost Idol auditions begin. The idol ghost set up a floating stage in the ballroom and announced auditions for new backup dancers. Bakugo immediately volunteered. "I will crush this with fire." He was rejected for excessive rage energy. Todoroki was accepted on site. "Why?" Aizawa asked, one eye twitching. "Because he radiates a mysterious loner with tragic past energy," said Ghost Idol #3. "He fits our band," added Ghost Idol #4, who was floating upside down with glitter in her ghost hair. "I've always wanted to express my soul through interpretive movement," Todoroki said, doing a perfect haunted pirouette. "Of course you have," Aizawa muttered, rubbing his temples. Scene 5. All Might, ghost backup dancer. All Might got dragged into a spontaneous group number with Popcorn Ghosts and 2 of the Dead Harmony idols. The title of the song, "My Spirit is Plus Ultra." He tried to bow out gracefully. They gave him a glitter cape. He gave up. "This is the weirdest team-up of my career," he muttered mid-dance move. Bakugo yelled, "I'm having an existential crisis." Greg played the kazoo. Scene 6. Aizawa tries to exorcise the whole house again. Fed up, Aizawa pulled out an ancient sealing scroll, backed by a custom seal circle Todoroki painted using a ghost glitter and regret. He began chanting. The ghost idols stopped singing. Then they harmonized with the seal. The house glowed. The floor levitated. Bakugo screamed again, for reasons he didn't even understand. A portal into the afterlife opened slightly, and someone yelled, "Tell Yuki I never loved him!" The portal shut itself awkwardly. Aizawa stopped chanting. "You can't exorcise ghosts if they're too on beat," he said flatly. Present Mike clapped. "They harmonized your spiritual chant, bro. That's talent." Scene 7. The Ghost Finale. Dead Harmony performed one final number, a haunting mashup of Let It Go and Highway to Hell. Greg cried. Bakugo accidentally joined in. Todoroki did an emotional interpretive snow dance. Popcorn Ghost crowd surfed. All Might hit a high note that shattered a window. Aizawa stared into the camera that didn't exist like a man who had seen too much. Scene 8. The Aftermath. Back at UA, all 5 of them sat in the teacher's lounge at 6 a.m., covered in glitter, ectoplasm, and poor decisions. No one spoke. Finally, President Mike said, "That was the greatest night of my life." "I was almost possessed by a jazz ghost," Aizawa muttered. Again. Izuku beamed. "Do you think they'll let me manage the idol group?" "No," everyone said in unison. Todoroki held up a Dead Harmony CD. "They said I'm honorary undead." Bakugo stood up. "I'm going back next week. I'm going to outsing the damn ghosts." "Please don't," All Might begged. Aizawa laid it on the table and mumbled, "I'm calling in sick for the rest of the year." The end. Ready for more? Here's part 4, starting with the summary. In Part 4, the gang is invited to the Afterlife's annual ghost talent show featuring ghost breakdancers, beatboxing banshees, and Greg's aggressively emotional violin poetry. Against all logic, Izuku, Bakugo, Todoroki, All Might, and Present Mic all perform, resulting in flaming kazoo battles, undead pigeons, and Todoroki sculpting haunted ice busts. Aizawa once again wants nothing to do with any of it, and silently regrets his life choices from under a ghost-proof umbrella. The night ends with the curses, glitter, and an invitation to Transylvanian Idol. God help them all. Scene 1. The invite no one asked for. A haunted envelope appeared in the UA staff room. It shrieked a little and spat glitter when opened. You are cordially invited to the Afterlife's annual Ghost Talent Show, featuring Dead Harmony, Greg's interpretive violin breakdown, and Popcorn Ghost's pyro popcorn trick. Human guests welcome. Mostly. I am burning this, Aizawa said. It's got a holographic RSVP sticker, Izuku pointed out. We have to go. Bakugo grinned. If Greg's performing, I'm beating him. Didn't he already set your eyebrows on fire last time? Todoroki asked calmly. I have new eyebrows and I'm ready to throw hands. Present Mic was already halfway to the bus with a fog machine. Let's get ghostly! All Might sighed and packed extra towels. Last time I was possessed by a jazz baron. I'm bringing salt this time. Scene 2. Welcome to the Ghost Olympics. The Haunted Mansion's ballroom had been transformed into a spooky arena. Floating spotlights, black fog, a jury of judgmental Victorian ghosts, and a giant glowing stage. Popcorn Ghost greeted them with a sparkler and a haunted kazoo. Welcome, mortals! You're just in time for death-defying stunts and mild poltergeist violence. Dead Harmony glided across the stage in glittery skull heels. We're judging tonight. Greg rose from a floorboard dramatically, wearing a cloak made of sadness and mist. I'm hosting. Who let him host? Bakugo muttered. He threatened to violin solo until someone gave in, Izuku whispered. He opened with, My heart will go on, Todoroki added. They broke instantly. Scene 3. The talent show begins. And derails immediately. First act. A breakdancing samurai ghost named Shinzo who glitched mid-spin and accidentally sliced the chandelier. Present Mic. 10 out of 10. Incredible hat control. Second act. A banshee who beatboxed the single ladies. All Might. I don't know what I just witnessed, but it felt spiritually aggressive. Third act. Greg playing a medley of sad violin meets slam poetry. Bakugo heckled the entire time. Boo! Get a new ghost angst! Greg summoned a thundercloud and zapped his own stage for dramatic effect. I don't think that was safe, Izuku whispered. Todoroki calmly held up a card that said, 7 out of 10. Emotionally effective but slightly moist. Scene 4. Human contestants. Against better judgment. Team UA was forced onto the stage. Izuku's act. Performed a musical PowerPoint presentation titled The Ectoplasmic Ecology of Haunted Mansions. The ghost clapped politely. Dead Harmony cried from boredom. Greg fell asleep mid-flow. Bakugo's act. Explosive ribbon dancing to death metal. Accidentally lit 3 ghost judges on fire. The crowd gave a standing ovation. Greg hissed, Fine, that was kinda sick. Todoroki's act. Silent interpretive ice sculpting. He created a frozen bust of Popcorn Ghost. It winked at the audience and gave out mini ghost popsicles. Score: infinity out of 10. Present Mike's act: a full DJ set. Summoned undead pigeons. One of them tap danced. Greg lost his mind and started sobbing. It's so hauntingly rhythmic, he wailed. All Might's act: a motivational speech so powerful 3 ghosts reincarnated out of sheer inspiration. Then, he bench-pressed Greg by accident. Everyone cheered. Scene 5. Chaos, curses, and confetti. The final round involved a talent battle royale. A ghostly gong sounded. A fog machine exploded. Someone screamed, "For the afterlife!" Ghosts flew. Popcorn ghosts turned into a disco ball. Bakugo chased Greg with a flaming kazoo. Todoroki summoned a small snowstorm and made ghost cotton candy. All Might was dueling a vampire ballerina with glow sticks. Present Mike declared it the most important cultural event of the century. Izuku was frantically recording everything and asking the Banshee for her autograph. Aizawa sat in the corner, under a ghost-proof umbrella, sipping tea and pretending he wasn't involved. Scene 6. The Aftermath, aka Ghost PTSD. After the mansion spit them out, gently this time, the group trudged back to UA at dawn, covered in glitter, ectoplasm, and at least one curse. I can't believe I lost to a violin solo again, Bakugo muttered, cradling a haunted kazoo. Greg said you had potential, Izuku encouraged. He also said I radiate chaotic divorce energy, Bakugo snapped. All Might removed a ghost pigeon from his pocket. Is it still legal to own one of these? No, Aizawa said without looking up. I'm filing this entire week as sick leave. Next year's ghost show will be international, Todoroki said. They invited us to Transylvanian Idol. Everyone groaned in pain and existential horror. Present Mike whispered reverently, "Let's go win it." The end. And that is the end of the Paranormal Dorks series. I hope you guys have a good day, night, time zone, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out, peeps.